back. Thank you for the break time. Crashed freighter. What did we just stumble into this? How did we end up at the crashed freighter anyways? What are we here for? We came here for the base archive. Sent us here for some terminal, and then we saw that, right? It's on a timer now. But had that silly mission board mission to scan creatures. We not found any here yet? Well, good. Let's put down. Let's put down again and find some critters. It's a very pretty planet. It'll be the death of us all. Cannot stop it. Settlement. Can you plant Nip Nip? I think that's Chronic's #1 requested feature. I mean, I know he wants quality of life improvements, but I'm pretty sure that planting Nip Nip would go to the top of the list there. No, I don't think you can plant Nip Nip. They should add it though. Semiconductors, nitrogen salt. It's nice that they sell them. Not buying right now. It's all for personal use, man. No, Nip Nip, yeah, the Nip Nip buds are, but you cannot plant them. A blueprint for planting them. Maybe one day. Work. No, what happened to the mic sound that we used to have? It's a sad trombone. We have a sad trombone, but so many things have been it's on me. So many things have been neglected while I've been out of sorts. Everything needs an overhaul. What works, what doesn't, the things that are broken, why, permissions, settings, files, a number of different systems that overlap, but what we're supposed to, at least for the mic, it's for people to remind me when the mic, that's what it's really for, not so that, but people seem to use it more to harass, more to harass me with the sad trombone. Maybe I disabled it. No, I'm not actually sure what's up with that one.
Patching it through.
Simpika! Thank you for the host. Hello. Hi, Jay and everyone. Well, now that the week's rolling, I hope yours is going all right. Thank you, Brian. grab those star bulbs. Good so far, nice. There are Nip Nip Farm pictures on the wiki. Captain Frantic asking, is that creative mode? I always forget this game has a creative mode. Does anyone play around in creative mode for fun? Anyone do any insane building projects? Is it kind of like Minecraft creative mode? You have unlimited everything to build with? How do they even handle creative mode in this game? Yeah, I don't know. When did they add it? Maybe it didn't always have a creative mode, but not just survival and permadeath, there's a creative mode. I assume it's kind of like Minecraft's where you get unlimited resources, but you've had the game since launch? You just checked it out for the first time last month? Has it had creative since launch? Get the Predator. Predator go! Man, I lost its prey. So did it. Creative mode is great for testing out base designs. There you go. You get all the blueprints and... yeah, why not? Use it to test out base designs. Perfect, yeah, like that. Take that. Oh, come on, I can't leave the 2 star brambles. That's just silly. I can't leave them there. That. The only thing you don't get in creative is upgrades to suit, ship, and multi-tool. So no mods. Oh, you still need to get those. You don't get them for free, but you can still get them? Huh. But that's all good. Good, so you can still collect units, use mods, improve your functionality. So even though you don't need to harvest things, I guess you wouldn't use mining mods if you had unlimited resources. They are free once you find them. I gotta try this sometime just for fun. Everything is free. Huh. Ships, free. Multi-tools, free. Raiders, all free. I suppose it doesn't let you upload them to the shared server distributed world space, or I mean, or does it? How does it handle stuff that you upload, or does it not let you? I really need to do some warp jumping, or my inventory's gonna fill with antimatter and warp cells from having those Atlas passes. Upload it and it can be seen by other players playing creative. So maybe kind of a separate server. Is it even considered the Euclid Galaxy? Does it still start you in Euclid, or do you get to choose, or? Still starting Euclid. Okay. Why would I used to love collecting these because drop pod data, good chance of drop pod data. I mean, nav data, I'm sitting on 8. We no longer need drop pods or manufacturing centers. And depots are nice, but it's hit or miss whether you get a depot out of a secure frequency scan. It's like one chance in something. Anyways, we don't really need all the nav data, and it doesn't really sell for much. And if there's sentinels around, it just kind of ticks them off. But these things are pretty. I would have been really stoked about finding all this nav data a week ago. Entropic, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the everything and for hanging out. It was good to see you, man. But thank you very much for your generous tip. Thank you for your sub. Good night, man. Until next time. And happy birthday. Happy birthday, brother. See ya on the other side. A whole lot of entropy around here. Coincidence. Yeah, I mean, sort of a coincidence. Is it right to say, Entropic, if you're still there after all this time, is it right to say that you did originally find the channel because of the name? And then it just turned out we had interests in common. I guess I didn't drive him off yet. But yeah, I should have. You know what? He told me during the stream. I didn't have it on my list, or I would have put up the message. I should have done it during the break, anyways. I wasn't thinking clearly. Yeah, he snuck that by. I was like, "There's no birthdays in September. Just a couple." Little did I know. Entropic birthday, September. I don't want to answer for Entropic if he's still there, but some of those common interests initially were more like Metal Gear. We both were already watching this pretty large Metal Gear channel on Twitch. I never even played the Metal Gear Solid games until just recently. At that point. But the Outer Heaven channel, formerly United. You came in on Tomb Raider, huh? You came in on Tomb Raider. Good times. On a really chill planet. We're just thinking how No Man's Sky attracts a certain sort of gamer. Yeah, perhaps. I mean, it definitely is not for everyone. You can say that about any game, but it is. It's gonna weed out a lot of people. I've tried on Twitch to explore all kinds of games, including ones I haven't in the past been drawn to. I've allowed some encouragement to try some new things. That hasn't all worked out. Sometimes I get out of my element and it goes well. Sometimes not so well. But I'm not... I mean, this one isn't really a template game for me. I've never really played a game like this. That's kind of why it reminds me more of Star Wars Galaxies than, like, Minecraft. Trying to figure out why I feel that way. It seems to bear more resemblance to Minecraft structurally, But yeah, you know, I'm not like a big Minecraft player. I don't know what other games to compare it to. Some people say Ark. I've never played Ark. Not doing a whole lot of survival games, gather resources constantly. And I played a bit of Don't Starve. Not really the same thing, but in terms of just constantly managing limited inventory slots and having resources and health equivalent bars to manage, hazard protections here, hazard shields, oxygen, depending on where you are. I like RPGs and action RPGs and sandboxes and kinds of different things. This is chronic. What entropic means is likes looking at my sexy bod. Yours. Is that another small head? What do you have there? No, that's just the... Just strange, that's what. So the weather here is mild rain, which... Has it even rained? Nice temperature, beautiful. And the weather's just been still. Be a nice base planet. Not for resources, just for a pretty place. Pretty standard trees, though. And rocks. One of the things about the calm worlds, as beautiful as they are, is they don't... you know what, I shouldn't even say what I was going to say, because an example of how wrong I am are these jutting rocks over there, but with extreme worlds comes extreme variety and stuff. Some of the more tranquil worlds are they're not flat. I guess it's just as possible to get really cool terrain on the tranquil world. So forget whatever I was gonna say. It was probably nonsense. Thanks for hanging out a few extra minutes. Entropic, have a good night. Sleep well, man. See you when you're older. So, as I wander aimlessly down this hill, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We could go back, try to rustle up all those materials that we gathered, put them together into a couple craftables, just to do it, but I kind of like the idea of outdoor farming. Sounds good. You probably need a lot of... To plant, you need a fair amount of the thing you're going to grow. So if you were going to set up a serious farm, you would need a lot, right? Need a lot to get that all planted. Whatever you were planting. This is a really peaceful planet for just running around on. That's not how it works. Okay. I thought the menu, from planting just the small stuff in hydroponic trays, I thought you needed some of the material to plant. Is it different outdoors? The red grass hurts your eye face. Yep, the blues are my favorite. The reds and the oranges are cool. And the greens are really nice, the earth likes. The blues are my favorite. For instance, to plant frost crystals, you need dioxite and chromatic metal. It's always chromatic metal and something. Oh, I mean, Yeah, thank you. You can send things on. I'm sure the data is all available pretty readily. Star bulbs, paraffinium. Uranium, gamma root. Ammonia. Makes sense, I guess. I just feel like doing nothing. That's not ideal for streaming, of course, but pretty, isn't it? Maybe some more star bulbs in the distance there. So if you're outdoors on a claimed base area and you bring up the farming menu and you go to plant something, I assume that it will show those requirements, won't it? You go to try and plant something and it'll tell you need down in a cave or on the other side of the hill. Gotta be down in a cave. It's gotta be a cave right here. Please be a cave. It'd be really cool if it was. Or they're a mile away. I hear water. Sloppy cave drilling. No cave. So, are those birds like a mile away on the other side of the... Sorry for that. It's a big ass hill. What do you think they are? They gotta be in a cave. Big creatures show up from a big distance. Alright, I'm curious. We need chromatic metal for, we don't? Oh, planting. Yeah. Look at how I passed by them. Doesn't seem right. They're not off in the distance. They were talking about planting outdoors, but I don't really know. Plant a lot of solarium, and you don't need chromatic metal. Did they change something? These are gonna make me crazy, but I didn't find any caves. Let's just try one more time. One more time. See if we can find a cave. There is a cave. Nice! Cave creatures! Hi! It's been a while since I found one that was in a cave like that. Ah, he's all ticked off that we spotted him. Aha, we found you. They changed it in 1.5.8. Okay. Nice. So if you guys caught that, talking about needing chromatic metals for planting this stuff, sounds like they changed it in 1.5.8. No longer a requirement for planting. Sweet. But do you just need some of what you're growing, maybe, to plant? The coolest looking cave, but it's got some shape to it. And it had things living in it. The plant and an element. You had 2 cave creatures. Now the mushrooms, that makes sense. Bouncing mushrooms living in a cave. Perfect. And change color. Friendly. All that work. Well, still have a nice farm. Even if you put more work into it. Or more resources into it. You still have your farm. Making all the chromatic metals. Yeah, I mean, it was a big investment, extra investment, time, resources, whatever. KG, good night. Good night, everyone. Have fun. And you have good sleep. Sleep tight, sweet dreams. jukebox so that we could play the different ambient tracks that the game has at our bases. How about that? That would be a nice little addition. Yeah, if that works out, Captain Frantic. So now you could start your farm small and use the crop from the farm to expand. Yeah. We'll be here a little more tonight. Although I am really out of it today. But we'll be back at it on Thursday here. And I imagine between now and Thursday, whatever else we do tonight, between now and Thursday, I will probably play around with some of the farming systems. Be cool to make a base, and you got something like that that's big enough, whether or not it's already partially hollowed out. Let's say you hollowed a bunch of it out, and as long as the terrain respawning and ruining your base is not a thing anymore, or mostly. Just wondering how far you could take that. You build a base inside, something like that, and maybe make a cutout to launch your ship from. I guess you launch your ship vertically. You might be able to take off inside that, but I was thinking more take off and exit through the side. Cut a large rectangular porthole to your base in the side of something like that, and have the base inside. Lay down 5 big floors, plant at the corner of each. Then go halfway of the floor, plant another. Then go to the quarters and eighths and plant more. You leave one plant off the end. 40 every row, 1,000 or 2,000 depending on the plant. Yeah, your rows were clean. I imagine your farming is pretty straightforward. Just all in a row, just hold the button and just walk slowly. Hold the button and like tiny bit. I can see why you would do that. And you know how much you're getting, you can calculate. I'd love to see an online crafting calculator. I saw one, but it was from a previous patch. I'd love to see one get updated for the current version of the game. Just to be able to punch in what you're trying to make, how many of what you're trying to make, and get a really nice list of all the base ingredients. Focus deposits. I always forget to look at threes. Does anybody else forget to look at what threes are on lots of planets? The POIs that are marked with 3, because what is it? They're usually subterranean relics. They are usually subterranean relics, or what are some of the other things 3s can be? But curious deposits are great. I could use some of this. Stash it at the base. We could put some of this in one of the exocrafts, and even though we get too much carbon crystals, too many of those to really carry around. I'm already carrying some. Carry a little bit of everything. Overdoing it, I know, because I never actually stop in the field to break those down. It's like carrying 1,000,000 health packs in some game and then never using them. You stock up in case you ever get in a fight where you need 1,000,000 of them at once, but you like avoid using them. It's just gaming habits. But yeah, let's collect this stuff and stash it wherever. And these are the roly-polies. Gotta watch out. Should build a bit of terrain up to stop them from moving. The too good to use syndrome. Even though they're just a normal item. You really don't need the super oxide, but these break so fast compared to floating crystals. These are nothing. I guess because they roll away, they're a little more forgiving on how long it takes to mine them. Bye, ball. Hey, what's the big ball thing? When it pops up, sometimes you go through a teleporter and stuff pops up. One of the things that pops up there is big ball. What is big ball? Is it an old item in the game? You have way too much destabilized sodium. It's a bug that can break your refineries. Generic error. Oh, it's a generic, it is an error, it's not an item. Okay. Well, generic error, that kind of explains it. When else did I see it pop up? Besides sometimes trying to go through a teleporter. See it pop up. Sort of inventory or storage operation before a patch or two back. No, I didn't shoot the other one. I did not. If you tag them all, they'll all start rolling at once, which could look pretty cool, admittedly, but makes it hard to mine them. Go away or you're next. I'll mine you next. Thank you. You think there's something like that, an item making flowchart with quantities needed, etc. For next. I have not seen it for next. Let me know if you find it. Definitely give you permission to post a link if you'd like, if you find it. Not, that's cool too, but it sounds promising if there is one. Come to Traveler. Clear the bushes. It would have looked much cooler if there wasn't a bush in the way. Yeah, if you'd like to, go ahead. Thank you. Hey, there was Starbulb. See, there was Starbulb as a secondary. Just in case anyone was... There it is. If anyone's wondering about some of the pickable plants, the plants you gotta grow, they do show up as secondaries, usually on small things. Carbon, Starbulb. But on the same planet you would grow them on. If this is a planet you can pick Starbulbs on. Thank you. Cheers. Wow. Alright, it's a flowchart and a half. Cool, I'm gonna save that. That flowchart made me think of was the Mass Effect 2, the flowchart for the suicide mission. That graphic that's out there about who you can assign to what. Yeah, there's the calculator that I found online for 138 looked just about right. So it'd be sweet if it was updated at some point. We'll end up stashing those in containers, or I'm gonna have to start turning a couple ships. Not that I have large ships for storage, but we're gonna have to start turning some ships into storage. Only really flying one anyways. There's an Excel sheet some people put together for 155 with all that. Hey, Mitch man. Hello. Yeah, good Excel sheet for doing that. That would be perfect. Handy tip for refiners. If you have some silver and gold, you can use them with copper, cadmium, etc. for extra chromatic metal. Yes, thank you for that, too. Someone mentioned that the other day. I haven't tried it yet. If you take the activated indium, and if you take activated indium and you add the right stuff, silver and gold, or wasn't platinum mentioned too, you can end up with a 1 to 30 ratio. 30 chromatic metal for every 1 unit of each of the 3. Plain indium is fine. Is it no different? If you're combining it with the other materials, is it no different than plain indium? Does it even change the ratio? Dragon Rider, you're trying out this game called Dragon's Dogma? It's fun. You can throw your party members around. Not in the right chat box. Oh, God, I love when that happens. I think the most fun I had in that was probably picking up one of my party members and throwing him off a cliff. But I was not at my best during that game. Good game. I was not at my best. I was being really stubborn, and I was trying to play sort of blind rules. I wasn't taking enough advice, and I needed some advice, and I wasn't taking it. Try picking up your party members and throwing them around. You don't necessarily have to throw them off a cliff to do that. You could just throw them around. Humming eggs. So this planet has, at POIs labeled 3, it has humming eggs, but also curious deposits. Curious. Activated stuff is only really good for making chromatic. It kind of looks like what other game? Or looks like what? I'm not sure for what you're thinking of. I don't know if you spelled it right. I don't know what we're talking about. Have we gone swimming on this planet? Find some of the creatures in the water. We don't really need to. We don't need nanites at the moment. We have plenty of nanites and nothing to buy. with nanites. Except pulse spitter mods. If I see some S-class pulse spitter mods, I'll grab those. You checked in-game. Activated indium, silver and gold does not work presently. Okay, but regular indium does? Reggie, what was that recipe for? Are you asking what they were talking about with indium, silver, and gold? It was for chromatic metal with a good ratio. Make a lot of chromatic metal if you add extra minerals. So instead of just using copper or indium or something, you add silver and gold, and then you get a lot more chromatic metal. You could really use more storage in this game, though. Even with the options we have, it just seems intentionally pressured. And it's not... Once everything's expanded, it's not uncomfortable most of the time, but it is sometimes. How nice it would be if we could... And we got a freighter. Why can't we keep 30,000 of this and 30,000 of that and 30,000 of something else? It's a freighter. Come on. Yeah, having 3 haulers helps. There are ways to mitigate it, but why not make it generally a little easier on the player? Maybe make it... It doesn't just have to be a freebie. You can make it hard to attain the extra space. But to make it cumbersome, like having to juggle your ship inventories, yeah, alright, that's a workaround. It would be nice if we could just carry more stuff in our big freighter. Maybe one day. I'm so wandering aimlessly. We really aren't doing anything, are we? The only part of me that's not content just wandering, doing nothing, is the part that's a little self-conscious about doing nothing on Twitch. Like, just wandering around. I told you guys recently I have, in this game, there's a sense, silly perhaps, that I need to be more goal-oriented when I'm here. I know that's not really true, but it feels that way. How do we warp to a new system? We've got overflowing with warp fuel. We haven't made any jumps today to any new systems, I don't think. Dragon Rider, you got Assassin's Creed Odyssey you're saving for, and Red Dead. You got your eye on Anthem too. Well, keep an eye out for another sale. It was briefly half off. That was worth it. I'd say it's worth full price, but if you're not sure, yeah, wait for a sale. Put more time. Nice. That would be a good place for is that what you had, Chronic? You mentioned putting an Exocraft pad in one of those. Huh. That'd be very cool. You just finished your permadeath achievement. Running around after objectives was actually fairly tiring. So much of the main quest feels like intentionally stretched out. I restarted after 125 hours because I didn't know what I was doing getting into the end of the main quest line, and just I didn't even want to be at that point. So we started over, and I've avoided the Artemis quest line. We did Atlas and wrapping up base building, and we've crossed 100 hours in this playthrough. Most of it's not been on stream, since I've pretty much been playing No Man's Life this past month. already here, weren't we? I think we were in this exact place. We somehow double back. Yes, we did. Found 11 of 14. What about... So that crashed freighter, is that just a buggy waypoint? We've got another waypoint that didn't go away even though we cleared the freighter. I don't think that's a different freighter. Hit up the trade outpost. Let me get back to the space station, or just jump somewhere. Jump somewhere. It was... What? How did I overshoot it? Wasn't it at least a little ways away? Apparently not. I just... landed next to us. Engines, kind of. Hey, it's another exotic. Let's go check it out. Don't you go leaving on us now. Gotta take a look at you. The Victory of Infinity. Kind of name. So it's another owl. I've got an orange owl. Right? Or does mine have... No, mine has the different wings. It's kind of... Not the owl. The owl just refer to the beak, or is it the whole thing? With the short wings that fold up. This one has the jets instead. Pretty much just found this ship not 10 minutes ago in blue. Pretty neat. I don't think we're gonna buy it. Let's take a look. 17 slots, so it's sort of in the middle for rolls on an exotic. It could have 20 plus 6, and it's 17 plus 5. Pretty ship though. Large wings that fold upward like a Y-wing. So I have one of those, but somebody called this other ship I had the Owl, I thought. I don't know what the nicknames are for everything, but you have a few exotics and yep, that one. So let me show you. We don't have to call them all, but I'll just... Let's see. So there's one of the folding, like B-wings. Wings go up, wings fold down. There's the ones that have the static wing, the really tall vertical wing on top. There's one with the jets that turn. Captain Frantic, getting your lurk on. Lurk on. We're gonna go about another hour, although I'll admit I'm really feeling faded today. Like the whole time We might wrap a little early just because I keep spacing out and my mind is wandering back to things that aren't here, and it's hard to disentangle. But, so that one's got no beak, but it has the jets and a tail. And then that one has the short, stubby wings and the beak, and then kind of a short mohawk on top. They have a few different configurations. We got good rolls to save early on to find some neat stuff. Abyssal Ashes. Just looking. Alright, is anything actually being sold?
Product constructed.
Explorers are handy since they get more than 2 takeoffs on a full charge. Do you not use the efficient launch thrusters? Don't you get like 5 takeoffs? Efficient thrusters? How many do you get without? Is it in, say, a fighter or something? I haven't been paying attention. It's really not... doesn't seem like a problem, and I was wondering if they increased the stack you can have for Starship launch fuel. Did it used to be smaller? I don't remember it being 20. I've only been playing a month, but I thought it was smaller. And I keep looting this stuff. I mean, at this point, I'm looting warp cells, and I... to do with all that. My hyperdrive's not big enough. We want to take most of this stuff back and stash it. Could sell that for nanites or break it down for a tech module. Guess we'll sell it for nanites. I really have I have stacks of tech modules and microprocessors back at base, so. Oxide. I don't mind having extra carbon crystals. I was thinking it would be good to maybe put a stack in the exocrafts just to fuel themselves. If you're driving around in an exocraft and suddenly your exocraft drains your resources you're carrying around with you for other stuff, it would be a pain to have to go collect. But we got too much superoxide as it is. In survival, you get 5 launches on an explorer with efficient thrusters. On your starter ship, it was 2. Any fighter hauler gets 2. On survival, okay. That's different. Eat too much ammo. Yes, let's make sure to move these 4 units. I'd hate to be without them.
Insert inventory.
Really have way too much of that. They changed the sell mechanics so we can tag things for sale or mark things not for sale. It'll be so much easier to sell small stacks. It's really a pain right now. Here. Take my warp cells, please. Here, just pop off. Get out of there. Okay. Why am I keeping a full stack and I have nowhere to put extras? Why am I even keeping a few? We might have capped out on Vy'keen rep, at which point I will stop carrying those things around. Kind of silly that I'm carrying them now. It's kind of silly. Nav data. I guess I'll go back to a single stack. Or partial stack. I was using a bunch to get to manufacturing centers for a couple days. I don't know if you mean visual detail or other stuff, but they have overhauled it. Yes, they've overhauled the game quite a bit. I didn't play it before, but that's what everyone tells me. I'm not selling the fusion accelerant. It's going in a box for crafting other stuff. Sodium. And the microprocessors extra. Thought I heard something, Fancy Land. That might be the first time I noticed the sound was different. Sound of an exotic landing. You want to see if it's the same one or if it rolled better stats? We're still not gonna... Oh wait, is it the same? Was the other one yellow? Yeah, of course it was yellow. Same system. My brain's just shot today. But it might have rolled different stats, right? Isn't it possible it won't be the 17 plus 5? Or is it guaranteed to be the 17 plus 5? Huh. But there can be another... But we've seen multiple exotics land next to each other with different stats, so is that just a coincidence that the same one landed again? Dragon Rider, you remember how it looked before. It was terrible. You didn't play it, but you saw people playing it. Yeah, they've overhauled the graphics. They've overhauled many of the systems, added a lot of systems. Added NPCs, lore, quest lines, story of some sort. I think that's what it was. Takeoff circle land. It had actually been another one. Or it just happened to be a dupe. But takeoff circle land. I'm pretty sure I've seen ships doing that too. My ears, though, I'm really pleased that my ears picked up on the different sound it made. Maybe I'll be more likely to catch the next ones. If we're gonna warp somewhere, let's go warp somewhere. Cute little shuttle coming in. That little thing. I like a lot of the little shuttles. They're neat. Guess if you decked one out with enough mods, it would be perfectly good. I know I do that. I take off and circle and land, not for toilet paper, but and I still find myself outside of the game now. Birds go by and my brain is just momentarily, I have to check my brain. We don't need to scan the birds that just flew by. We're not playing right now. We don't need to suddenly go, whoa! Fusion accelerant. I knew there was a reason we took that scan mission. Time now. Cool. Fill that on the other side. And we don't need to run back to base, but we're gonna stash in all this stuff later. The chloride lattice, I'd break that down right now, except you can't pull out a refiner on the space station. I ate a little right before the stream, but I just feel like I haven't my brain is tapped out today. I feel like I haven't eaten all day, even though I have. But I will get a good meal on soon. Only 61 nanite clusters for that. Versus we'd probably get a tech module if we installed it and then broke it down. And I don't mean I feel like I haven't eaten all day. I'm really hungry. Kind of hungry. I mean, I feel fated like I haven't eaten all day. Lines! So many lines. Been to a red star in a while. You try to find a red, green, blue with an economy, or even with a good economy. Or a yellow star with a good economy. Or we could try to find the worst economy possible. Or just go looking for anomalies in a system with low economy. Planet there. Thanks. Comfortable, high conflict. Green. Planets. Developing, fractious. Medium supply, unruly. Planets. Balanced, dangerous, high tech. Whole bunch of planets. Moon, 5+1. But no economy. There's something about the systems without economies that it really changes. Doesn't make me not want to go there. It makes me want to go there under very different circumstances. When I feel like just going to a cool, beautiful place. But I don't, I'm not trying to accomplish certain other goals. Just don't mind me, I'm rambling. But the systems that have no economies lack many things that you would find. Lots of little POIs that just kind of add flavor as much as anything. There's little bits of loot. The loot doesn't matter so much after a point, but that blue, wealthy, intermittent conflict, Newgator, 256, one planet, but well, let's see what's there. Nuclear planet. Hit up the space station, see if they have any happen to have a cool gun. Space station. See if they have any pulse spitter mods. See what missions they have on the board. Stopped asking NPCs for directions because many of the things they now tell me to go to are redundant or no longer needed. So getting waypoints that an NPC has told you to go to can actually be frustrating if you don't want to go to that waypoint. It sticks around, precludes other waypoints from showing up. I was in one of those last night. The abandoned systems where pieces of the space station are floating off of it from some battle. Tentacle battle. You don't get to see the battle, but somebody messed it up. Got her. Hey, there we go. Pulse spitter.
Product received.
All that. Color's almost the same as the mods for the mining beam, but they're not actually all binding together. That's just a coincidence, right? That their colors are so similar. The pulse spitter has 2 upgrades now. 9% damage, 6% damage. Wait, Ricochet module is a random roll on the mods? Is it the same for the Boltcaster? I thought all of these mods were enabling Ricochet mode, which is kind of hectic. You can't shoot doors. It'll just... What? Ricochet module is a random roll. So what did it take the place of? Clip fire damage. Clip fire damage reload. Ricochet is random. I hate that upgrade. Yeah, me too. Okay, but that means I could upgrade the Boltcaster if I'm willing to buy multiple mods until I get ones without the Ricochet module. Then I could actually have upgraded the Boltcaster. Interesting. Well, maybe I'll break the Boltcaster and put another Pulse Spitter mod over here and move it. I don't know. Maybe I'll upgrade the Boltcaster after all. We've got room for it. But, yuck. I will keep it long enough to see how much I don't like it, and then we'll break that. Because that's not cool. Ricochet? No, I want to shoot the thing I'm aiming at, not the thing that... No. Just no. Too much nav data again. I mean, plenty. Don't need nav data right now. Gifts from the guild. Money. Or old resources. Yuck. What's the largest slot multi-tool in the game? It is 24. Enforcer. Hello again. Yeah, it's 24, and you can get 24 slots in an A. I don't know if you can get 24 slots in a B, but you can get them in an A as well as an S. 50 fungal mold for some more fusion accelerant? Deal. Collect 1 welding soap for 500,000 units, 400,000 units. I'll hunt dangerous pirates just for fun. And yeah, welding soap. Can't you just buy welding soap sometimes on a merchant? Yeah, rifles 24, pistols. You said there are big pistols which have 16. And pistols tend to have better scan stats. All good info. I'm still learning all this stuff, but I think that's consistent with what I've seen. That sounds right. Yeah, this platoon gun was not my favorite color scheme, but it's grown on me, and it was a free handout. Broken. Free handout from a Viking.
Warning. Threat detected.
Free is good. Free is good.
Warning. Threat detected.
Threat detected, being cooked. Bye-bye! Oh, nice flyby! I like it. I've never had one come spiraling at me. Found as yes, lower rate, I think. Anyone confirm the alien experimental guns? They basically can spawn anywhere, just like other random gun drops, but lower chance than say an S rank. You hit like 100 systems this week, setting up your trade routes. You checked every station, and 2 had alien experimental multi-tools. Nice. Nice, nice. And if you reload, did they visually change at all? I mean, they would have always had an alien or experimental, right? Once that spawned in that station would always have one. Did their visual appearance change on reloads? Yeah, Pergy, Chronic was encouraging me to check one out. Yeah. Thinking about it. I'd really love to find one. I mean, I'd be more excited if I find one than if I glyphed to one, but part of the seed, like ships in any area. So this is the coloring on this world. Sure got a blue hue,
Radiation protection.
even though it's not an exotic. Not really. Doesn't have any other exotic features, but it does have a nice blue glow on top of the green from radiation. So there's the welding soap. There was a mission for 400,000 units to get one welding soap, but you probably have to deliver it somewhere. But still, yeah. So we need the money, but it's tempting to buy the welding soap and then take the mission, get the welding soap. Because haha. Let's see. Searching for it involves using the signal booster to search for habitable bases, the small outpost with one landing pad. But Pergy, what are you saying? Mitchman was finding them on space stations too, right? So they can spawn in the minor settlements where there's a gun in every minor settlement, but they can spawn on a space station too, right? Those high-end fetch quests often send you to a nearby star system once you find the thingy. Yeah, and yes. Best case, you just have to go down to a terminal in the system you're in. Sometimes they make you jump to a different system. Right, but can't the alien,
Radiation protection. Falling.
no need to check those. You could just check space stations. If you wanted, you could just check space stations. If you wanted more places to check, you could check minor settlements as well. Fair enough, yeah, it would. Increases your chances. More you visit, more chances you get. I'm with you. I check all the minor settlements too. I just don't make a point of scanning for them right now. If I see one, I'll go in. I want to go look at that yellow fighter. Small? Small.
Radiation protection. Falling.
With coloring on this world, the green plus the blue hue is... Ah! There you go, Enforcer. Now you got more to check.
Protection.
Cheers, Pergy. You just, you may have just saved Enforcer a lot of trouble and time. Look at the glow everything has on this planet.
Falling.
I'm really down with the glow.
Technology recharge.
Totally anecdotal, but both of yours were in Vy'keen systems. Maybe the War Boys have better tool rolls. Maybe. Did you say War Boys?
Extreme radiation detected.
So it was really a night thing. It was just the glow at nighttime. It was like the radioactive glow at night. Alright, let's jump to another system. Let's keep jumping here. Promising, unstable. Planets and a moon. Wait, what? How did you find your rifle on Polo's station? Whoa, yeah! We got another fun. Isn't it fun coming out of a jump and there's a cool freighter there? Anyone tell what color it actually is? Forget the fight. What color is it?
Hostile ships approaching.
Make sure I don't hit the freighter here. It needs to move. Move. black from here. Yeah, it's got some yellow or orange maybe, but it's hard to tell in the lighting. You see there's some color on it. It's got some stripes or something. Come on, get away from the freighter so I can kill you. I can't shoot it when the freighter's behind it. Come on, move. Why am I not hitting you? Yeah, it's got some yellow. That one looks cool. This little long one. Although if 34 slots is really max for a freighter, then we already have max slots. And you see how many sections it has. Let me fly out a little, turn around so you can see it. Out of here.
Hostile ships defeated.
5? At 5 or 6? Six.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Black and yellow, that's badass. So we already have max slots if 34, but now if we find an S class and it's pretty, can't have 5, only 2, 4, or 6. Okay. We've gotten some lucky rolls. After 125 hours, we restarted. And on this restarted save, we've gotten some pretty good rolls. The freighter we've got is beautiful. It's short, and the short ones are, it's really grown on me. I'm not sure I want one that's really long, but yellow and black is sweet. And if we found one with there's an S-Class, max slots. S-Class only guarantees 40% max hyperdrive bonus. That's the only thing, huh? So 29, and I'm not even using it to warp. So we don't ever need a new freighter. It's beautiful. The Starship Chaos is beautiful. But we still have to rescue them when we see them, and we got to check them out. We can't just fly away without looking. And it's gonna be tough if we ever do see an S-Class. We're gonna have to think about it. Because walking away from an S-Class is gonna be hard. But I do like the one we've got. I'm almost pleased when I see it that it's a C-Class. 26 slots, not bad. Birdie. I think one of the things I like about the short ones is that the pods, when there's so many pods, from the right angle, it looks kind of weird to me. Too many pods. They're great from the top, from the bottom, from the back, from the front. From the sides, when they have so many pods, I kind of go, that's a lot of pods. Even harder if you have stuff built in it. Yeah, I haven't done any base building inside. I do love coming out of hyperspace and seeing cool freighter under attack. Yay, rescue mission. Does your freighter change crew too? They did on the last save. I haven't noticed yet haven't noticed on this save if they're changing crew based on the system you're in, right? Yeah, according to the system you're in. planets, one moon. Check them out yet, did we? Dead planet. Okay. That's prettier. Chromatic fog. Sweet. Whatever it is. I mean, the names, sometimes the names are cooler than the actual planet themselves. But that's okay. Chromatic fog. Dopamine shot to the brain. Ah, new exotic. That's just worked. In third person, the hitbox, the reticle is... You don't want the reticle over the planet if you're in third person and you're trying to scan a planet. You need the planet centered above the reticle. Anyways, Hyperborean, Dioxide, Indium. Chameleons. No offset calc. But some of these chromatic worlds in systems with economies can be really normal planets with cool sounding weather that probably don't have any real weather, but that they are kind of normal planets with cool color tints to them if it's not too extreme and you can still see and it's pretty. Some of these planets are tempting to settle on, like the lavender chromatic that we were on the other day. At first, I thought it was a little too much, but every time I pop back there, it's just stunningly beautiful. Just this nice lavender light streaming in. You still have things that are pretty normal colors,
Message
but...
coming in. Patching it through.
Trombones! Thank you for the host, sir. Welcome, sir. Black and white planet. I found one of those, a monochrome planet. You can tell I enjoyed finding the monochrome planet. Those huge ring tree things, but super aggressive sentinels. That's a bummer. Oh, speaking of monochrome, right on cue. Right on cue. Another monochrome world. Look at that. With giant mushrooms. Monochrome planet with giant mushrooms. I love it already. Love it already. Fancy ship you got there. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you're doing all right today. Is your week starting off? Settling into the week okay? Yeah, Hexanerva. Let's see if we've got aggressive sentinels or what. Doubt we're gonna have a trade outpost on this planet. Let's see. Trade outpost on the monochrome world. Yes. Go see what kind of ships we've got. And it's got it's got smooth rocks. We've got floating smooth rocks. Does that mean we have bunny ear rocks too? Those are my favorite types of rocks. The combination of smooth rocks and bunny ears. Because when you get these smooth rocks, you get a lot of floating rocks. You get a lot of overhangs. Like, look at this. These natural arches and an underpass. Oh, I'm liking this planet. We haven't even sat down yet. Creatures could be complete freaks. When aren't they complete freaks? Monochrome mushrooms economy. We'll have to see if the sentinels are frenzied. Beautiful atmosphere. Being a chromatic world. In before Dodosaurus. Hey, if we see one, I will try not to screw up the renaming. Might be a planet full of bouncing blobs. or just bouncing penises. Nothing but varieties of bouncing penises. 14 different varieties of bouncing warded penises. It could be that. I got the middle spot. So that's my favorite parking space. Weather, unimaginable blue, but regular sentinels. Yeah. Yeah. So it's rainy and it's calling it extreme. Like, look, it's flashing red, but it's 20C. It's not actually using any of our hazards, is it? But it's not blue. No, a lot of the naming, yeah, that's, I don't know why. I can't help you there. But I have noticed that a lot of the descriptions are the opposite, or very, yeah, the color wheel. They're on other parts of the color wheel. It's real. This mist is so atmospheric with the hyperflora. Yes, it is. Look at those silhouettes. That ass. It's pretty. My traveler's outfit matches because it's white and gray and a little bit of red. And red is the only color that shows through on these monochrome planets. If you get a really bright red, a little bit of it shows through. So the appearance is a nice match. Misbehave, isn't this one sweet? Isn't this one sweet? Giant mushrooms on a monochrome world. And no freaky deaky sentinels this time. It might be perma-rain and mist though. Possible it never stops raining. It's a very cool place. Wonder what the view would be like from inside a dome. Does being inside a glass dome have a visual effect when you're looking out on the world? I've not been inside one in a game yet. In-game yet. Alright, Perigi, thanks for hanging out today. Gotta go, catch you guys some other time. See you later. Have a good one. Got little brainy crabs. Excellent sense of smell, old bones, behavior unpredictable. Wish you could turn the torch on during the day. Wonder what it would do to the light, the colors. Mitch, man, you set up a base on one of these. The visuals out of the glass domes are very dark. At least in the underwater base that you made. Okay, good to know. Biggest thing you found is that during storms, the monochrome filter disappeared. I wonder how that would work here. I'm wondering if it doesn't have perma-storms. Notice how the weather has a... Alright, it's not showing in red here, but the weather was showing as red when we first landed. Unimaginable blue. Okay. Not really, but the temperature was showing in red too. It was flashing 20C. There it is, 20C, but red, as if 20C were a dangerous temperature. I think this is a possible permastorm. Unimaginable blue permastorm in a monochrome world. Maybe it is blue, we just can't see it. It's true blue. Yes, what am I gonna do with this world? We want to drop an exocraft and go looking for stuff. The rain never clears. It's gonna be hard to see any expansive views on a planet like this, but it just has such a cool atmosphere. Literally and figuratively speaking. Creatures found on this planet: Marilyn Monroe, Humphrey Bogart, Audrey Hepburn, Gregory Peck, and Laurence Olivier. Nice. I think I want to add to that. Fairbanks. Fairbanks. I was trying to remember Fairbanks. Douglas Fairbanks. And Douglas Fairbanks. Thank you very much. One of the cooler things I got to do as a... Yeah, I was very fortunate as a child. I grew up in Manhattan, had exposure to a lot of things, and a family who wanted to expose their kids to a lot of things, and parents in careers that gave them an interest in things. My mother, particularly in film, even though she did documentary work and war-focused historical work. I got to see with her at Radio City Music Hall a restored version of The Thief of Baghdad. And I don't remember how old I was, so I don't remember too much of it. But, and that's a cool memory. It was a big screen. Got to see Thief of Baghdad at Radio City Music Hall. Yeah. Anyways, thanks, Mom. That was pretty awesome. If you're out there. Did you? Nice. I have, yeah. Yes, I did. I was only there for 12 years and then lived outside DC. Now, here in Colorado. But, yeah, first 12 in Manhattan. The red that's getting through. Did the storm lighten up? Is it just maybe daytime? Was it nighttime before and it's daytime now? We can fly around a little bit more. It's not that busy. There's not a lot of ships landing. Oh, but there's water, right? Yeah, we got water. Let's go for a swim. There it is. You see again, unimaginable blue, and it shows the weather in red here. It's a terrible attempt to point at something. Let me block something that I'm trying to point at. Let me do that. That'll help. Shit. I was starting to wonder if I was gonna hit water or something else. There's kelp. Collect some kelp. Just like, do we have a mammal or something here swimming? Yeah, I think we got swimming dogs or something. Double-coned eyes, food-seeking, algae. I gotta get closer to those. Kelp. Alright, come on, I want to get a look at you guys. I've seen some land creatures, what looks like land creatures swimming, but this has got to be the best so far. This is dogfish. Straight up dogfish. That's a lot of jetpack juice. That's really trippy, falling in this chromatic world where I can't really see what's what. Where's the ground? Where's the water? What? Huh. Since when? No one told me. Wrong window, that would do it. I'm not sure I started close enough to this. We're gonna fall short. We are not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. Go again. Let's try that again. This is the kind of stuff I enjoy doing most in the game. Absolutely nothing. Just doing nothing. Just at least water. Does it instantly recharge the pack? I did not know that. I'm glad you said something. I was waiting because my body's blocking it. I just figured it was recharging. Water instantly recharges the pack. Most excellent. Meteor showers. That'd be a nice addition. Meteor showers. Or how about full-on meteorites crashing? And maybe meteorites crashing and setting up temporary POIs or something. So we got actual storms too. Holy cow! You can't see a thing. Just a glow. Here comes the blue. I guess it is. There is actually unimaginable blue rain. It's real! Huh. Sweet. It wasn't lying. I got sort of an aurora. A bit. And because it's a monochrome world, you have to imagine that this is so much blue that it's overriding the desaturation. Monochrome isn't really monochrome here, it's just desaturated to the point where only extreme colors stand out at all, bleed through. So the fact that we're seeing blue here, does that mean if it weren't a monochrome world, if we had unimaginable blue, on a planet that wasn't monochrome, you think it would really be mind-blowingly blue? Just, blue! The blue is gone again. What a cool world. is that? Let's see. Rock is a pretty good size. We could just drop a base computer up on this rock and I don't know. In case. Nice flat foundation. Yeah, there's a nice shape to it too. Look at that in the overhead. Cool. You've seen so many base computers, but no actual bases. You mean other people's you've seen in game, or general, like even watching streams and stuff? A lot of people do use bases as beacons, or just as a place to warp to because of a resource or something else that's there. What? Clark Gable. Clark Gable. All right. Well, I don't know if you were suggesting it as a name for the base, but that'll work. We'll go Clark Gable for the base. Clark Gable base. This is a great place to wrap. We don't really have anywhere else I want to rush off to in the last few minutes. We're going to wind down here. You're guilty of trading post bases. Yeah, 3 homie bases, 20 trade ones. Oh yeah, since they let you have an unlimited number of bases, and by and large, you're not crowding other players. You could make 1,000 bases or 5,000 bases, and the odds of it messing with anyone else's game experience because they're just, oh god, I stumbled into another one of this guy's bases. That just doesn't happen. When do you see other people's systems? When you're doing the quests, which kind of path you through familiar systems or reuse systems sometimes. Or the community event that takes you to a hub world. The rest of the time, no. I mean, maybe you'll see someone's base randomly sometime. You're just hopping, you actually came across a built base. I mean, it can happen. I came across, I think, 1 player base. The game said it was a player base. It was just a teleporter and a base computer. But in 125 hours on the other save, I only saw 1 other player's base computer ever by just randomly stumbling into it. On the other hand, the game does... I mean, it took us, I think, during the Atlas path, we ended up in a couple systems that other players had discovered. Maybe we were in a region of space. Some other player had been in that region of space somehow. They had already done the Atlas path nearby, and it pathed us into some of their systems. It happened with a couple. The same person discovered both of these systems I've been to. How did I end up in 2 systems of someone else's discovery? I think it was the Atlas quest. But that doesn't necessarily happen. I've been to Atlas stations and systems that no one else had been to. Right-o. So, I think it's time to wind down for the night. I will wish you all a good one. See you on the flip side. I did put this week's streams up on the schedule, so hear that? Anyone seen a giant dinosaur yet? Hey, Bob, I was hoping you might be lurking out there. You're welcome. You started your permadeath in a system another player had found 2 of 4 planets in. Unfortunate rolls. Trombones, Mitchman, Bob, Hexanerva. Yeah, Captain Frantic and Dragon Riders. Fergie, Misbehave. Anyone chatting, lurking, loving out there. Good to see you all today. Thank you for the great company as always. Post love, the sub support, the extra tips. Thank you guys. You have a great night too. See you all on the flip side. That would be Thursday. No stream tomorrow. I'll see you Thursday. Good night.